Tan 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 tan. 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 2, 1.
And action. I think this one should even start with horns because it's Santimile.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been sending us messages in the inbox asking for Aunt Millie. There's so much has been talking about on social media. When I bring Aunt Millie on, well, here she is. Ta-da! Guang, guang, guang. So, Aunt Millie, with every episode, we, as of the past 4 or 5 weeks, we've been giving out a book to every guest that we have. And these books are courtesy of a bookstore. The bookstore is called Midas.
Oh.
And Midas is on Alikinkata Road, Kalingalinga area, Yeah, there's a shop called Midas. It's
Midas.
It's a home furniture. You know Midas.
Yes,
I'm sure you know Midas.
Yes.
He posts a lot on Facebook as well.
Yes.
So the shop is called Midas. It's on Alikinkata Road. He's also got books.
What do they sell? They've got a boutique, right?
Yes, there's in the corridor, I think right opposite the furniture one, there's a boutique.
Yeah, I opened that one. I was there when they were first opening.
Oh,
I was
right.
one of the guests.
Right.
Of whatever, yeah.
You were the guest of honor or something.
Yes.
Nice. So the one you opened is the boutique, right?
Yes.
Clothing and everything. Then right opposite that, when you enter, you'll see small side tables. They've got a bit of display cabinets and things like that. And then when you go further in the store, you'll find books.
Oh.
Shelves and shelves of books.
Oh, wow.
So he gives us a book. He gives us 4 books to give out every month. So this month, we've already given out the other 3. And the last book I have to give you, and please don't think we saved this book just for you because of the topics you discuss on social media, but this book is entitled...
Yeah? Why Men Love Bitches. That is hot.
I really think
so
this is a book you would enjoy.
Of course.
Especially with the topics that you discuss on social media. I think let's even start from here.
We'll start from
Let's
there.
start from here.
But
why do men love bitches? Why would a happily married man leave the home for a bitch when the wife gives him everything he needs in the house?
Bitches are exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wives are on the downside,
Yeah.
Wives will always be there. Oh, it's a daily routine. Watch Oluchelo. I have to clean the house. I have to prepare for my husband. They've got no time for lingerie. They've got no time to spice up the marriage. Men usually have fantasies. You understand?
Preach.
Fantasies to kiss on the veranda. Fantasies to kiss in the car. Fantasies to do extraordinary things as a couple.
Just kiss?
And
in
other
the car?
things.
On the veranda? Just kiss?
Sexual
I don't know.
Activities.
Right.
Exactly. Wives are not able, Kulabati, we have these norms. Or maybe, let me not,
No, you can continue.
let me not even go on the norms. I don't know what occupies the mind of wives, Kalenga. I don't know whether Kuba busy or Chibashani. We get so occupied and we become so comfortable. Oh, this man married me, then that's it. He married me, I got what I wanted. I'm not going to be exciting anymore. And that's the end of it. Oh, ngabwacho luchero nidia ine ngankukati kulia kuine ngani missionary takwa bakwati baisha ko bafwala ko lingerie bani na ko pali sofa ba yako ku couch or ku kitchen. Maybe you are a newly married couple. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know ku kitchen kulia kuchaya kwa mastango. You know what I mean? But they do. We become so comfortable that we forget these things. That's why men resort to going outside.
Yeah, but then again, if you married someone who maybe because, as a guy, you're looking for a decent chick to put in the home. You're not looking for a bitch to put in the home.
Decent.
So then are you able to then change the person that you married and change her into?
Can you define decency?
Decent, well.
What is to be decent?
You're looking for somebody who behaves a certain way.
Dude,
because a lot of times we think of that as marriage material. She behaves a certain way. You know what I mean?
Even pastors do. What do you mean when you talk about decency?
Yeah.
Excuse me. When it comes to things of the bedroom,
right?
Whether you're a pastor, whether you're a praise leader, whether you're a what, kuria kukati kwena, Ufuire fye kwabanire kaleka. That's why we fight.
No, but I'll tell you things I've heard before. I mean, when we sit as guys, we discuss these things, right? We sit down, you could be by a pub with, there's drinks, and you start discussing certain things, not really going deep, but you get guys discussing things like, dude, my wife won't even accept a doggy style because she feels doggy style ya maole.
You see?
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what we're talking about. Exactly what we're talking about. A person cannot even do lollipop because norms or myths say that when you do lollipops, you are going to die when your husband dies. That's all blue.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. There are myths. African culture has this myth when you do a lollipop on your husband. Remember, in fact, no sex before marriage, abstinence iliche. But I'm talking about this is to the married couples. When you do lollipop, after your husband dies, you're going to die. Who does that? Lollipop is part of romance.
I've always asked the question, where's the science in you dying after your husband if you give him a blowjob during marriage? What's the logic there?
I do not understand the connection. Because the connection, either way, when you two become entwined together, you become one. So definitely, if you were going to die, you would have died the moment he died because you were becoming one every time you made love. Not because of a blowjob. That's weird. A blowjob is part of romance, K+. Who wouldn't enjoy a blowjob? Don't you enjoy a blowjob?
Preach. Preach.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're talking about the reasons. So, like I said, there's so many. No, but we're just speaking the truth here.
Did I catch you off guard?
Go, in fact, get me.
Did I catch you off guard?
Give me a microphone in there and a microphone cable.
Okay.
I know you've got questions as well. Gob just got married like 3 months ago.
Mama.
He just got married like 3 months ago.
My nigga.
So I'm sure I'm sure he has questions.
Yeah.
So we're talking about why men love bitches. So to those girls who feel, I can't do that thing because it's indecent, I can't give a blowjob, I can't do doggy style, for me it's just missionary. We're not encouraging the men. We're not encouraging the men to start leaving and looking for bitches. But what's your message to those women?
The Bible is against adultery and fornication.
Yeah, exactly. So what's your message to those women who feel this is below me? It's beneath me.
To do what?
Doggy style, blowjobs.
Imwe. Oh my goodness. He's your husband. What do you mean you cannot do anything like that? Give him a blowjob. Give him missionary if he wants. Give him flip-flops. I don't know how to measure them. Do back summers if you have to. He is your husband. In as much as women can be busy, Kalenga, I know we are busy.
Right.
I'm a mompreneur. You understand? Between work and home, I have to balance.
Right.
You understand? I've got a family, I've got children to take care of. But if I am married and I am supposed to keep my husband happy, of course, I will sit down. There are friends that come to the shop. We will talk about our husbands and how do you make them happy. I mean, look at Mr. Mwanda. He cannot go anywhere.
Wait, well, I'm assuming this is your husband?
Yes.
Right.
He'll always come back. Honestly. He will always come back regardless.
Auntie Millie, then again, you are one person famous for your beauty products. But it seems the marital advice, and give me a mic that looks like this one. All the marital advice you've been giving us on socials, it's making me think, are you diverting from your beauty products? How are you getting into this marriage? Should we call it counseling or just advising?
I think...
Isn't there? Yeah.
Even when I started my beauty products, I've always been complementing the two together. You understand? For me to be where I am, even these things that we're talking about now, how to keep a marriage, how to keep your man, I started with them. I would do beauty products and I would complement them with counseling.
Right.
Yes.
Also, you call it counseling.
Exactly. You know, there are people going through a lot of things, and you know, there are people that don't have grandmothers. You understand? If maybe you are this introvert person that do not like to hang out with anyone, you understand? So I would come up and give advice to people that need it. You understand?
Yeah.
Would advise one another about how to keep a marriage, how to keep yourself in terms of cleanliness, kwalibako kununga mapa, kwabako no kununga kunshu kubana mayo, like when we use the bathrooms, we don't clean ourselves. Same with the men. You understand? So I would talk about hygiene, cleanliness, not that I'm an expert.
Right.
But according to how I was brought up. And that's how I tend to should I call it entwining the beauty products and the counseling together. Merge them together.
Ultimately, then you talk about it's just social media marriage counseling.
Not really, because I don't have time, Kalenga.
Okay, but even if you don't do the banachimbusa things, I need to hear it from you, especially a woman who, I mean, you've got experience in not only marriage but also marrying off, younger girls with all the advice that you give on the socials. The banachimbusa things that girls go through, especially in this day and age, how relevant are they in the 21st century? Because there's things that, you look at and you think, what's the logic here?
They are so relevant to the point.
They are?
Where, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are. One should embrace culture, Kalenga.
Okay.
Culture is culture, no matter where you're going to go. We've got, I remember creating a group on WhatsApp. I think that was about 3 years ago. And we had people all over the world joining the WhatsApp group, marriage counseling and talking about culture. Intambi. In as much as kutuwa chitari relocate waya kubulaya, you do what? Intambi. You still need one or two things. If you're back fundire bambia bobe, you understand?
Right.
So one should never forget about culture. What was the question again?
How relevant are these things that Banachimbusa teaching in the 21st century? They add
value to our marriages.
Okay.
They add value. In fact, most cases of divorce are because some women do not practice what they are taught.
I'll give an example. Ukukunkula after sex.
That one. Of course,
for those who don't understand what ukukunkula is, it's basically groveling for your man. Sort of like after the whole sexual act, you kneel down by the side of the bed, sort of like appreciating the man for the job he has done in the bed. Isn't that the direct translation of ukukunkula after the act?
But I mean, Kalenga,
Yeah.
if your man satisfies you, you will say thank you. Because not all men do that. Not all men do that. And women pretend in marriages, not all women reach climax in marriages. And that's just the honest truth. And we die because of certain things. There are certain, in culture, I'll agree to disagree. You understand? You are taught not to express yourself. You are taught not to tell your man what to do or where to touch you because he's your husband and you're not supposed to express yourself like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Most women in marriages, maybe 80%, do not climax. And they cannot say it because when you say it, the man will say, oh, uriule, what gives you the guts and the audacity to speak to me like this? It's not supposed to be like that. That's why I always emphasize on women marrying their best friends, because when you are like courting with your best friend, you'll be able to tell them, oh, I know sex before marriage is a sin, and it is a sin. But once you are courting and you become so close, even when you're married, you'll be able to tell your spouse, I think, baby, that's where I feel it the most. You understand? And women are so embarrassed to say, oh, ukukumkoshi. What I've come to understand is, ukukumkoshi ukwai,
yeah.
Then you are doing, fire. Sensitivity. That's why the man needs to focus on. Women, you should open up, because I'm telling you, climaxi. That's why mwena tumwana kasha pondoka aliafe kumwa umefye umbi. Climax.
Ofishapo.
Orgasm. Ikari.
Ultimately, you keep hammering on the point of sex before marriage and how you're discouraging that so much. But then there's so many young girls who are making money from dating older married men.
It's got repercussions.
Repercussions of...
You know, when you have sex before marriage, anything can happen. It's either you can fall pregnant, the husband, the man will not be responsible for your pregnancy.
Yeah, but then...
You can fall sick, the man will not be there. It's that simple. We've seen these things happen and they are still happening. I've got tons of messages in my inbox.
From young girls?
From girls that are not married. Oh, I used to date this man. He impregnated me. After he left me and he doesn't support me. Why indulge in sex before marriage? It's all blue. I find that so weird. Why am I saying this? Because that's not the way I was brought up. I got married to my first husband as a virgin, Kalenga.
You lie.
I am telling you the truth.
You lie, Aunt Millie.
And I am so proud, lo and behold.
You lie.
I married my husband as a virgin.
Serious?
Yes.
He was a happy man.
He was a very happy man. That's why I was able to give him 4 beautiful, blessed children. All my children are blessed.
One here. Is this still here?
Yeah. I think he's outside. So
you were married to this man. Mm-hmm. He died at some point in your life.
Yes, he died in 2011.
2011?
Mm-hmm. I was married for 11 good years.
Also, from 2000 to 2011, you were married.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I think you haven't quite hammered on the question of girls. Because a lot of girls I've noticed from the comments on your page, I was going through the other day, and there's thousands of comments on your...
Exactly.
You've got 1 million followers, eh?
1 million plus.
Like 1.1 million.
1.2.
A lot of girls, especially when you talk about, marital advice on your socials and whatever, a lot of girls come to attack you about how would you be advising us about, being faithful, being loyal, when you and Millie, you were once a side chick, you made money from a married man and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen these comments on your page.
To that, you see, there is, that's why right now, I do not judge anyone.
Right.
You understand? It's better you get the advice. It's either you get it or you leave it. You understand? I got married as a virgin, and that's just the honest truth. I've seen the benefits of listening to my mother. My mother put in me her words to say, my daughter, sex before marriage is a sin. And I was happily married to the most handsome man in the whole wide world. I'm married to handsome people, either way.
You picked the most handsomest men in Zambia. Because I saw photos in your, is it your Facebook?
Yes.
Your current husband?
Yes.
He has like your profile pic was his status there.
Yes. Yeah. So, what am I trying to say?
We're trying to respond to those comments, people saying you're also a side chick at some point.
What caused me to be a side chick? That should be the question. What happened for me to become a side chick? I had lost a husband at a very tender age. You understand?
Right.
I was going through a lot of things. People were calling me names, even when people did not bring bread for my children to eat. You understand? My only resort was to go to a bar. You understand? Wait for people to buy me alcohol, exchange it. And what happened after that, Kalenga?
Yeah.
I found myself on the dating sites. There were dating sites like Bado and what's this other one?
Tinder?
Not Tinder.
Not Tinder?
Not Tinder. There's another one, Afro
Who's
Introductions.
single here? Anthony?
Exactly.
Young man, what's the dating site she's talking about?
Bado. Which one is that? Bado. Bado in Afro Introduction.
Badu.
Whatever.
I told you the young man here would know.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Tomato.
He lives on that,
yes.
on that app. He lives there.
Exactly. So I ended up finding myself because of, certain pressures that I was going through, looking at your kids. My last born was only 3 months when my husband died. Shit. You understand? And I was this housewife that never used to do anything. You understand? And in as much as I would do my hair salon business, it wasn't enough. You understand?
Right.
My children were going to a private school. They had to stop going to private schools because I had no money. You understand? And what happened to that? I would go on dating sites and, find people. And what happens if, I don't know. I just found myself doing what the Bible says I should not do. I lost myself in that trance. You understand? I was more like in a dark tunnel until a certain man of God came back and told me, no, this is not your place. And that's how Millie Beauty Products was born. You understand? And I repented, and here I am.
So-
and that's why I give advice to the people out there. It's not good, because either way, a man will not even marry you if he's married.
So what evils did you find in that situation you were in that you would advise against a girl today who feels she's reached rock bottom and the only way out probably is to be a side chick to a rich married guy?
A man will always go back to his wife.
Yeah, but I mean, my
So
point
imagine-
is
Exactly.
financial reasons is why she's doing this for.
He can make a decision to go back to his wife, and you've got nothing to do about it.
Yeah, but
you can do
she's-
nothing about it.
But what if she says, look, I don't care about him and his wife. I don't want marriage from him. I just want money.
Men change. Married men will wake up one day. Who knows the prayers the wife are praying, you know? The wives are praying. He will just get up and say, I am tired. I need to go back to my wife. My children, I cannot be doing this to my wife. I am going back. And there's nothing you can do about it. You understand? You'll be left rock bottom with nothing.
Then she just bounce
It's not worth
No,
it.
my point is, what advice do you have for girls who think the only way to financial, independence,
Stability or independence.
is to, date a rich married guy, because at the end of the day, he's not going to be committed to me. When he's done with me, at the end of the day, he's still going to go back to his wife, but I still get the benefit of money in my pocket. You know what I mean?
It's a sin, according to the Bible. So if I tell you to say, I will give you advice based on what I've gone through.
Right.
So if you do not take it, girl, that's your own problem. Continue doing what you gotta do. The Bible says, when I tell you, do not do this, because these men, if they are married, you're only putting curses upon your life. You understand? If you continue indulging, you will probably inherit curses, including your whole entire generation. So if you do not listen to my advice, knowing that I have gone through that, and thank God, I've been able to make amends with him above and, people around me. If you decide to say, oh, Auntie Millie, you can't tell me nothing, you can go ahead and do it.
Right.
You will find out the reason why I was, trying to give you advice. So if you feel like the advice that I give you is blue, you can go ahead and do what your heart tells you.
So,
It's that simple. There are two ways to life. It's either the good or the bad,
So basically, what we're saying is, from the hardships, from that period when your husband dies, you start going through all these, like the phase we've just spoken about. This is how Millie Beauty Products is born, from that phase.
Exactly.
Tell us more about that.
Okay. So as I was going through that, I was so tired. I would be taking a shower and I would be crying and saying, my Father, this was not how you created me.
This is the drinking phase.
Exactly.
This is
waking
right
up
after your
with
husband dies.
hangovers and whatnot. I would be crying deep down, Kalenga, I would cry in the middle of the night when everyone is sleeping. I would be awake and cry. And sometimes I would be so drunk. And imagine somebody who stayed in 11 years in marriage. I was this decent girl. I found myself drinking and I started smoking. You understand?
That doesn't suit you?
Trust me, I smoked, I think, about 5 years of my life. From this cigarette that they used to pop, the downhill switch. From there, there are graduations to these things. All the way to Peter Red as a woman.
Damn.
Every day I started, when I'm drinking, I'm smoking. From there, I would just smoke anyhow. I would finish 10 packets of cigarettes every day. Kalenga. And, it's like Elohim just saw and said, no, this is not your life. And he sent one man of God by the name of Prophet Banda, whom I had met maybe 2 years ago. That was 2011, 12, 13, 14. In 2014,
right.
He came back in 2015, end of 2015, and told me that Elohim had sent him, and that the life that I was living at the at that moment was not the life that I was supposed to be living. I was loved. He loved me so much that he remembered me, and he was gonna give me shops, and he saw me running cosmetic shops, and that was how Millie Beauty Products was born. I realized, and I said, enough is enough. In as much as I was, in as much as I was still drinking and smoking at the time, I took up that word of prophecy. I grabbed it. And Millie Beauty Products was born. And, years went by, and here I am. I
think the story you don't share enough is the Tumastands you were telling him about that you set up right outside. Is it by Kulima Power?
A tower.
Kulima Tower thing.
Kulima Tower along Freedom Way.
You're skipping that interesting bit of the story because I think it's going to inspire a lot of people if you share that. The struggles when starting Millie Beauty.
When that man prophesied to me, right? I went back I was hangovered, by the way. I was like, this guy, what is he even talking about? My friend is coming to pick me up and we're tulea mkuchilisha ku 101. That time there was 101.
Right.
And I went back home after the prophecy and I began to think, what am I doing? And the saddest part to this all was that my late husband used to make money. I love Mr. Mlonda, by the way. I know sometimes he feels quite shaken when I talk about
but I'm sure you've given him the confidence now.
Exactly.
That, he's
the
one in your life.
Yes. So when I went back home, I thought to myself, this man, I'm worth more than this. This is not the life that I'm supposed to be living. And I looked at my dresser and I saw tons of oils because I had oils, Oils, not what you think, Kalenga. Your mind is so
you saw
dirty.
Me.
You are so weird.
Yo.
I was like, let me mix this.
But Aunt Millie, really, can you blame me? Because half the time people think Aunt Millie, they go that deep when they think about you. We've seen things in your shop.
So I got the oils.
Yeah.
And I mixed them. And I remember I had this one brown bottle and I packed that oil and I posted it on social media. Imagine I never had a page. It was just Miriam Kazia. Then, my mother, Kalinga, me, I've gone through stuff.
Tell us a story. That's what we're here for.
At that point, I took a picture and I posted it on Facebook. It was during that period that my mother was caught with breast cancer. She had breast cancer, and I was born from my mother. We were 4, all right. I was the only girl. So I posted that, and boom. The first thing I remember I did was call my cousin, and I called my brother Elias, and I told him, Elias, I've managed to mix a bottle and I think I'm going to start doing cosmetics. Then he said, wow, what name are you going to give your business? I hadn't yet registered with PACRA and,
the usual regulatory bodies.
Yeah. And he said, give it a name. And, he was at CBU studying metallurgy. And he said, okay, I'll be here. Let me even do a page for you. And that's how he created Millie Beauty Products on Facebook. You understand? So I told him, give it Millie, because I'm Miriam, and in Kaunda Square, stage 1, where I grew up from, they used to address me as Midi, mwana wa Simsokwe. Midi, we, mwana wa Simsokwe. So I say, why not give it Millie Beauty Products? And that's how it was born. And that's how the page was born, because I didn't have any idea about Facebook or YouTube or any of these social media platforms. And that is how I started my business. From there, I didn't have where to sell from. My guy, I just entered into the car, drove. And if I tell you that I learned how to drive in my dreams, don't freak out. That's the honest truth. I got in my car. Exactly.
In your dreams?
In my dreams.
No driving school?
No driving school, nothing.
No cones at Ratsa?
Even when I went to get my driver's license, I passed.
From a dream.
From a dream.
Eish.
Even how to turn around about.
You don't be like a sangoma, you don't even know. You're low-key.
Yeah.
Enganga without even knowing, eh? Because isn't this how Ngangas work?
Even swimming, I learned from the dream. No, I'm telling you. I only started swimming 4 years ago. All my life, I never knew how to swim. I learned how to swim in my dream.
What else have you learned from your dreams? What else have you learned how to do from your dreams only?
Sarah juice.
Yes, because one thing that baffles me about the products in your store.
Yes.
And you're a person who hasn't been to college for
Exactly.
any, no pharmacy, no
Exactly.
chemical engineering, no dermatology. So how then are you able to produce goods that are even ZABS approved by chemical engineers at ZABS? They go through it and they find it's legit. It actually works.
Because probably, when I go back, my father, you understand, he left a legacy. Even up to now, people still talk about it, but he wasn't learned. You understand? So it's not all. I'm not saying that ukuya ku skulu disambi. No.
Right.
It's not everybody that has been given the brains to go to school. Probably udio shade ku skulu dimbire sari mupera amano fya yakwe. You understand what I mean?
Right.
And maybe because, thank God, I was able to learn how to read and write, I do research a lot. I do my own research, and when I do research, probably it will come to me in the dream, and I will be able to say, oh, this is it.
Because sometimes I wonder, like, you've got that black soap, which I was looking at the strips of paper that you put on the soaps. It says you make the whole soap from scratch. How do you know how to even make a bar of soap? The texture, how do you know this is gonna burn people's skins?
You have to read about oils.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Elohim in the book of Genesis 1:28, he's given us the authority. You understand? He's given us the power, even over living things, over plants and everything. You have to know the right oils to mix. You understand? And for me, to make that, I would just get a bar of glycerin soap, melt it, put in the right essential oils, and we're good to go. You understand?
Okay.
Yes. If we talk about brightening, skin brightening, it's not about chemicals. You understand? Because even the rice can brighten your skin. It can bleach your skin. Rice.
But what's the difference? Because I've noticed some of the products in your shop. Some are lightening, some are brightening. What's the difference?
Okay. So to brighten up, like the way I am, I do not apply bleaching products. This is my natural skin, actually, Kalenga. I stopped applying about 2 months ago.
Stopped applying what?
Lightening products.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes. So this is my natural skin.
So is this your natural light?
This is my
Were you
natural.
born light skin?
Is this light?
Were you born light skin? She's
I
light. God is actually light.
this dark, man.
You're light. Unless my sunglasses deceive me, but
Oh, this is dark.
that's a very light leg.
No.
From where I'm seated. From where I sit, yeah.
You see my hands? That is how good our products are. Our products, yes, ni organic. If I tell you that even the tomato contains salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is known to lighten your skin, actually. So when I am premixing my products,
right,
of course, I will go to a store. You understand? Look at the lotions that they have on the market. Read the ingredients behind. If the product doesn't have mercury, no hydroquinone, no mercury, hydroquinone, and there's this other one I've forgotten. If the product doesn't have that,
right,
then I'm not gonna put it in my premix.
Look at you sounding like a chemical engineer right now.
Exactly, brains, reading,
and dreams,
understanding, and dreams.
So is there like a one product that you didn't quite do research on? It just came purely through the dream and you produced it?
Sarah juice.
Tell me about this dream. How did these dreams come? What do you see? Who is that? Like an old white man giving you instructions in his dreams?
It's not about that, Kaling.
Right.
I wouldn't. It's like a voice, I would hear voices in my dream. And when I wake up and do the exact thing,
it works.
Boom, it works. And because the Sarah juice is a beverage, it's not even a medicine.
But it has some benefits to my body other than just being a drink.
Yes, it's a beverage that has beautiful benefits for your body.
Like what?
Ginger.
There's a lot of ginger in there.
Exactly.
I think every natural medicine has ginger in it. Whenever people make
Really?
concoctions, there's always ginger or onions or whatever, but ginger is always there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Sarah juice has got ginger. Ginger and some vegetables.
So whoever gave you these instructions in the dreams, did they also tell you what this Sarah juice is going to be good for? Did they give
no,
you the
it
name? Did they tell you to name it Sarah juice? What
Can I
happened
move
this
this a
dream?
bit?
Yeah, please feel
And
free.
just straighten my legs. Oh,
You're actually shorter than I thought, eh?
I am very short, but I'm not a midget.
Yes.
Midgets are beautiful. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I love them. Because in our family, we are short. Only my children are tall.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
They get it from their father.
Exactly. So, what were you saying?
We're talking about Sarah juice.
Yes. Apparently, this Sarah juice, as a beverage as it is, dude, I get surprised. Because I didn't expect this. People who've stayed 23 years, I had a woman who stayed 23 years without a baby. She's tried everything she could, probably because I pray about it.
Okay.
Yes, because every time I pray, I make the Sarah juice, I usually pray about it.
So
And
this
that's
lady,
the more reason why we have a lot of testimonies. Not one, not two, but thousands of testimonies.
tell me about one testimony that stood out recently.
23 years in marriage. She went everywhere, paid I don't know how much just for her to conceive, but she never did. She came to the shop, bought 2 bottles of Sarah juice, and bang, she's pregnant now. There was a woman
Was the
who
husband
was
taking the
taught-
Sarah juice as well?
Exactly.
Maybe his sperm was weak and the Sarah juice made it strong.
They both take. That's why I usually advise when somebody
So
comes
would
to
you
the shop.
know in whom it worked if both the husband and the wife were taking it?
When I pray, I say, Father, let them testify. So either way, when a man or a woman takes it, they're still going to bring positive results.
So basically, we can't, like in that case, we're not sure if it worked in the woman or in the man.
Exactly.
Did they tell you, before buying the Sarah juice, who the problem was? Who had the problem for the conception not to happen? Was it weak
because
sperm? Was it lack of
apparently
eggs?
the man had a child before.
Oh, he had. So he wasn't the problem.
Exactly. And there was this woman who was in her 40s. They stayed in marriage, and apparently she has a lot of money. So the family would call her. They used to address her as a Satanist because.
How do you have money and not have children?
Exactly. Business, you know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
And there was a nephew of hers who came and bought Sarah juice for her and went to give it to her. She spent money paying, I don't know, whoever. It never worked. But when she tried 1 bottle of Sarah juice after staying, I don't know how many years, she conceived. She's pregnant and due anytime soon.
Do you ever have people, this is just between the two of us, eh? Do you ever have people coming to get Sarah juice to help them with
Exactly. It also helps
Sexual-
with a man.
libido,
Exactly.
hard
If you
erections?
do hard erections, sperm potency, things like that.
You see, when you're trying to sell something to men in Zambia, just tell them it's good for sex.
There's
There's like a small drink whose name I will not mention, but I'm sure you know the drink. But let's just say it gives people power from what we hear.
And the beautiful thing about Sarah juice is that
Yeah.
it can be enjoyed by the entire family.
It's
You
got a
know?
benefit for everyone in the family.
Exactly. Whether you've got children in the house, it's good for them as well.
Do you think
a
you can make
beautiful
Elson
beverage.
taller?
But no, I think we are in the family of midgets. Him and me.
So that's the one testimony that stands out for you.
Exactly. There are a lot of testimonies.
Another
If
one
I
maybe
would-
that you can remember?
Oh, there was a woman. Apparently, she called me. I think I have that testimony on my Facebook platform. She works for Kwame. Then she had stroke and she had fibroids. And apparently this Sarah juice that's not even a medicine. She just bought 1 bottle and the mouth came back to its normal form, and
Fibroids?
she went to the hospital and they said she didn't have. And the people who were doing the ultrasound said, wow, what have you been drinking? They were shocked. So I don't even know how to thank. I just thank Elohim because I know certainly that before, excuse me for that, before I take the syringes to the shop, I usually pray about it, that may anyone who takes of it come back with a testimony, you know?
Have you had any testimonies for people living with HIV?
No, only a person who was on chemo. They had cancer. So
cured their cancer?
No. It doesn't. It's not a cure. Mm-hmm. It's not a medicine. It's a beverage.
So how did it help the person on chemo?
It helped her with strength, you know?
Oh, right.
Exactly. She would go to chemo. You cannot substitute medicine with Sergis. That's blue. If you are taking medication, it's a beverage. If you are taking medicine, take your medicine because it's been prescribed to you by your doctors who are specialized. You understand?
Right.
Sergis is just I would put it in the food section. Vitamins. So you understand? Same with the Sergis.
Right. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, so I saw a lot of interesting products in there, and I must say you've grown to a level that is admirable, especially when somebody listens to your story about how you started with one little stand.
Yeah, I was there 5 years. I was on the street.
5 years.
You're just on the street chasing after customers. And you know, the prophet was Busa now. He said, I'm seeing you at a mall. So me, when I drove and I parked just outside the mall, I was thinking, Nafika Papen and Pamo. This is where I'm supposed to be.
And then you were at the mall at some point in your life.
Exactly. And then as years went by, you know, you have to be financially disciplined.
Right.
So as years went by, I was able to get a bigger shop. I'm sure you saw where my shop is.
Right.
It's one of the biggest shops there at Southgate. That's where I am. So prophecy fulfilled. Glory be to Elohim.
He did say you're going to be at the mall and you were at East Park for a bit.
Exactly.
But why did you leave East Park though?
You know, when you're doing business, you have to look at, are you making a profit or are you making losses? For me, I would rather be in town than open outlets anywhere else because it wasn't making any money for me. I was losing out instead of making a profit.
Then in town center, I was mind blown with how much you're paying in terms of rentals in that store. How much are you making on a monthly basis?
I'm just.
You're not going to disclose that amount.
Yes.
I'm scared of ACC knocking on your door as well.
I don't make much. I stay in a rented house.
We're scared of disclosing things now. I think we're now scared of posting what we drive, where we live. Very soon we won't be posting new clothes because we might get visited. I swear. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Lily TV.
What?
Who's Lily TV to you?
Lily TV? What do you mean Lily TV?
God, who's Lily TV? Millie. Is it Millie TV? Wait, get
Lily
the mic there.
Mutams. Lillian Mutambo. Lillian Mutambo.
Yes.
She's a good friend of mine.
Right.
Whom I've taken as family now.
Oh, she's family now.
Yes.
Oh, great
I
stuff.
regard her as my sister.
So then the other business you're doing is Salaula.
Yes. I stopped though.
Why?
Because when you start a business and you're not making profit, what's the whole point of keeping on? You know, I am business smart, Kalenga. I don't just, when I start something I see in Dralama Zingen, I'll stop it. I'll jump on to the next. For me, it wasn't making anything for me. So I had to, stop.
Interesting. Because we thought your Millie, you can sell anything, and Salaula, you start one day, you stop the next.
Yeah, well, it's not for everyone. That's where we make a mistake. You see Millie doing something and you want to do it. These things, you have to have talent. So what you're called to do is what you do.
Are there people that you see on social media trying to copy the beauty products that you make as well?
There are lots. I am the first one that started with the beauty products. Even at the mall there where I was the first person at Southgate.
And now there are others who come through.
There are a lot. Even one of friends that I used to call friends right now. They
How do you handle that when you're in the same location?
Dude, I don't give a hoots.
Now,
I am Millie.
come on,
So,
it's not ZNBC. Please feel free to speak.
Yeah, so I don't give dude. Yes. I don't give a
We love you too.
Of course. So whatever, man. They can never be me. I am the skin guru, True. I am the only one.
I like how the son is busy screaming,
Yes.
true, preach. Your support system is too
best.
strong, eh?
Exactly.
You take a toast to that? And he's taking
Skin
tequila
that
shots.
when you start applying.
Do you
and
go drinking with your
stop.
boys? Because this guy looks like he enjoys a drink. This is your first one, yeah?
My son is studying law. He doesn't take, most of the time because he's ever studying. You know how law is.
Right.
So
yeah.
when he's with me, I was even telling the guys that he brings out the best in me. He's got so much positive energy.
It feels nice when they get to the stage and you can drink with them,
remember
eh?
my other son?
Yeah, the chubby guy by the shop.
He's like my father. He'll be like, Mommy, no. Mommy, do this. Mommy, do that. Do not withdraw that. No, But my other son, he's free like that, He's got positive.
You're pushing P. Oh, the other guy is pushing P.
You tell me, Mommy, na imweso ati ya ibusa. I'm like, no, me, I'm praying.
Also, the guy I found at the shop, that guy is the more business-minded person in the family.
Both of them are, but David is more like an open person.
Oh, David is this guy.
Yes.
So he's the more open guy and is a lawyer.
Yes,
and he enjoys tequila, from what we can see.
Yes, it's more like that. And he's more open. He can talk to me about relationships. And I can confide in him. Like
David, have you told her, are you like really, really open with your mom?
Yeah,
You're too open. Did you
like,
tell her about your first time? What? Your first time. But can you tell her about your first time? Can you tell her about your first time? There's a mic here.
He needs to come closer.
Yeah, there's a mic here.
Leave it. Look, I do.
And it's coming. It's a tequila talking now. Yeah. Like, how open are you with your mom? Like, your mom is a very open. Come closer. Stand here, bro. Come closer. Come closer. Come. You can set him up. Dude, like.
You can just come and sit here.
Yeah, you can join her there. Let me hold that mic for you. Let me hold the mic for you. You can come through.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a little tipsy, so
No, worry not, bro.
Careful.
Okay. You can move close to your mom. Move close to your mom, bro. Dude, your mom is a very open book on social media. How open is she at home? Like, of course, she said you're free to speak to her about anything happening in life. Your relationship
It's
is open
got
like that.
positive
But how
energy.
open is it? I asked you a question there. Put the mic closer to, yeah.
Yeah, it honestly depends on which first time you're actually asking about. Because obviously there's that other life which I cannot disclose to her, but for the most part,
Like when you lost your virginity, you didn't share that story, did you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she knows my girlfriends and I sleep with, I spend nights with my girlfriends, so I'm sure she assumes being an older woman, whose wife's older woman.
So when you say you spend nights, like you just chat, tell each other bedtime stories all night?
Pretty much.
Right.
Stories, music, going out,
So when she assumes things, like when you sleep, when she sleeps at your house or you at her house?
I have another house.
Mom, why are you allowing this? This guy's still in uni.
I'm a grown man.
Raising teen children.
Right.
I've been learning because it was my first time and him being my first.
Right.
You understand? There was a point in time where I was so clingy. And when I became so clingy, I pushed him away. You understand? So instead of pushing him away, he told me something. He would send me YouTube videos and TikTok videos, right?
Yes.
Talking about what?
For me, I believe that the best way...
Sorry.
Yeah, for me, I believe the best way to influence a child's true growth is just letting the child breathe. I feel like when you cage a child, he tends to do things contrary to what you were raised to do. You know what I mean? Like, For example, I believe that.
Yeah, but your mom didn't raise you to sleep at your girlfriend's house now, did she?
No, no,
Or your
no.
girlfriend sleep at your house before marriage, which she has over 4 times emphasized, yes, that discourages
Yes, and I
things
always
like
tell
that
him.
before marriage.
I
yeah.
always tell him, so he knows. So I will not put as long as I've told him, he's grown enough to make his own decisions.
And I'm in my final year of law school.
You understand?
But do you feel you've done a good job on him?
I have, because he's respectful.
Okay.
I've never caught him in fights. Police have never called me to say your son is in the cells.
There's no pregnancy that's been
No
brought to your home.
pregnancy
Zero.
brought to my home. You understand? So he respects me. And you know the reason why every time I have to speak to him, because even the time that I wanted to get married, I had to get his approval first. You understand? I sat him down and I told him, David, look, I know your father is gone, but I am human and I can't continue
And most
living
importantly,
like
you're a
this,
woman.
and I want to.
And I feel like
be-
as parents,
yes,
they
And
should be free
asked
with their
him.
children.
Exactly.
It brings them closer. I mean, for me, I do not hide as far as
Yeah,
I tell her
my
mom,
son
you
will
know, I'm
tell
going
me.
out, I'll be with my friends.
Yeah.
I'm with
Or she'll
my
be like-
girlfriend.
yeah, I'm with my girlfriend. She'll be like, okay, cool, have fun, be safe, pray, blah, blah, take care of yourself. You know, that's
Yeah.
enough.
And recently
for
I
me.
sent him a Shema prayer, isn't it?
Yeah.
A what?
A Shema prayer.
What the hell is a Shema prayer?
He knows. It's my religion.
It's a prayer in her religion, so I need
Oh,
to...
not in Shema.
No.
No!
I never heard it as in Shema prayer. I'm like, what the? So what's a Shema prayer?
A Shema prayer is
So it's like a Jewish
prayer.
thing.
No,
Hebrew?
I am Nazarene.
No.
I'm not a Jew. I'm not
Sorry, I
Christian.
dropped out of college. I
am a
missed that class.
Nazarene.
Now what?
That's all right.
Nazarene.
Oh, right. It's
Yes.
like,
Yeah, people who hold the true Hebrew values from the beginning. What do I mean when I say
The ancient values.
Yes,
the ancient ones. The
so
values.
are you
OGs.
also
keeping the true names of Yahuwah.
Yeshua? Not-
Yes, Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Yeah, Yahuwah, Yeshua.
Yes, things
Yeshua
like that.
Mashiach.
Exactly. You know.
I know a
all
thing or
those
two of our
things.
religion,
Come
innit?
on now. Oh. I am so
Wow.
proud of you, K Plus.
I'm more proud of you because you know
Yeah.
when people look at you on social media, even sometimes you're dramatic, and people will look at you and judge you, especially with what you post on social media, and they may judge you wrongly. We couldn't even think that you would have a well-mannered, well-cultured young man as a son like
Thank you.
David. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
My
Don't say
son
thanks too
always
fast,
tell me.
too soon.
My son tells
Yeah.
me, Mom, you are smart. You are a
Right.
genius. You've made this. You can do this. So anything
She's the master
I do,
entrepreneur.
yes,
Serial entrepreneur.
Exactly. So when he tells me everything I bring out, you understand? Even when I come up, sometimes I do come up with things that are not even there.
Right.
Just to get people talking. And you know, in business, there's nothing as bad publicity. When I get bad publicity, I get more
More
clients.
sales.
More sales at the shop. So
This is why you're gonna
mind
start
about
any
negative
drama
energy.
on social media to bring the
Exactly.
numbers to your
Well,
page.
I don't like the term start because she doesn't really start drama.
Tell us about it.
People start the drama
With me.
with her, you know what I mean? Like they want to start something so I can talk about it because there's no controversial woman who's more controversial than her on social media. And that's facts.
So how do you explain the beef with what's his name, Vic Malo?
Oh, Vicky actually is not beef with me.
What is it?
Vicky is actually a very good friend.
Right.
Tight. Like that. So I told you there's nothing as bad publicity on social media.
Exactly. And
we give you what you can talk about in order for us to get more business.
Right.
And for,
So
the,
if
and
you
for the
are-
audience, the audience obviously being the media, they obviously try to make a narrative to say these people are beefing when they're
Exactly.
not. In the
Not
first place.
everything you see on
And, you know,
social
and-
media is as
not
it
everything on
is.
social media is real.
You know, exactly.
People create
Yeah,
the
it's like a
audience creates a
movie.
narrative.
Let's act Titanic.
You know?
We get on a big boat. When you're watching at it was a cheap boat, but not going on it's not even there, dude.
When it was a tub.
You know?
Yeah, you know what I mean. There's
Exactly.
a big ass swimming pool and
You
some
know?
sort. And then, you know,
I like that.
if there's something we could, sorry, let me just put my phone on silent. I should have done this earlier. Apologies. You have said your mom is a smart woman, smart entrepreneur. And if there's one thing that I've learned from really smart entrepreneurs like Indians is how they pass the business on to the children
Exactly.
coming up. Are you joining the family business? Are we growing?
Well,
are you
that's
growing
not-
Millie British Products as a family? You're doing law. Is that to enhance your mom's business as well?
The enhancement part, yes, but that's never really been my primary goal to take over the company because I am an independent sole entrepreneur myself and I believe in working for my own stuff. I don't want her wealth. Her wealth is hers and I'll make my own wealth.
Yeah, but you guys...
maybe my brother, maybe he's going to take over CEO maybe one day, but for me, it's all.
But he made a tea for me, a weight loss tea.
That's
No,
your
for me-
production?
Exactly,
for me,
that's his.
I'm more involved
And
into
my daughter
I'm
does
more
hair
involved into
products.
product development. I like the product development aspect of the company.
Trademarking, copywriting.
Exactly, the legal
as
side
a lawyer
of the company. Yeah, exactly.
of the
That's-
family, yeah.
That's what I like. And I like to be a boss too. So I like making decisions. So that falls under enhancement. So
You
I
know,
want to
you-
I want to take the company to a next level.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel
Wait,
like
if I could take you back to your faith, which, for lack of a better term, I'm going to say is the origin is what? The country of Israel, right?
Exactly.
And if there's one thing those people believe in, is something we just spoke about.
It's not actually Israel. It's actually Israel, not Israel.
Well, potato,
Yeah.
potato, but the point here being...
No. Israel. In my religion, there's nothing like that.
Jesus, Yeshua, same
There's
person.
nothing like Jesus.
Well, I like to say that,
don't
but
even go there. This is another,
they like
this
to
will
be
take
they
3
like to be
hours.
really accurate.
Okay,
This will
you
take
call
us
him
3 hours.
Yeshua, we call him
It's
Jesus.
not Jesus. That's
But it's the same guy we're talking about. Born from the same Virgin Mary.
I will not. It's not even Mary. It's Miriam.
Whoa, I never knew that.
Exactly.
Whose other name was Lilith?
No. Lilith is something else.
No. Lilith is something else for real.
This
Lilith.
debate will not
Kalenga,
take...
I'm
No,
not
Lilith is
gonna
really
go there
something
with
else.
you. This is another. This should be something
Welcome to
else.
Bible study. TZP Bible study.
Please.
That's that podcast.
Okay,
Bible
regardless.
study.
Okay, listen. My point was, regardless, whether it's Israel or Israel,
Israel.
the point there being the culture in that region of the world is when you're in business, whatever David is studying, whatever the other guy is studying, they should all come back to grow the family business.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
what are you starting
Exactly.
with? That business should not die with you. What was the point of you starting with?
And do you know
starting
in my
it?
religion, Kalenga? We, you, me,
Right.
him. Do you know that Yeshua HaMashiach was a man of your color?
That I know.
Yet he still died for the whole entire world?
That I know.
Do you know that actually Israel is part of Africa? Did you know that?
Educate us.
Hey,
Educate us, please.
It's big. It's deep. Don't take me there. I can start preaching, man.
I know that's your other passion. Your other passion also being
I do a
educating.
lot of research.
Exactly. Also educating girls on. You're passionate about pushing for women to be financially independent. There's so many
Exactly.
women not doing much. And last time I was by your shop, you spoke so much about Wanamayo to Raikala for waiting
They should
for.
not just sit.
I think let's
Nowadays,
end on that note.
Even my son, I would always tell him,
Thank you so much.
Shalom.
Shalom. Oh my goodness, this guy. Yeah, so you were talking about you
Women.
asked me a question, women. They should not sit. I suffered a lot. I never had anything to do after my husband died. I was just this woman who used to receive from a man and eat. And that's not what I want for another woman. It's not something that they would dream of. It's nerve-wracking. It's depressing. You understand? Vana mayo mufire mulechi takwe fintu. Takwa bafi ati these days ifintu fe shupide kalenga.
Right.
Ati nizali ndila chabe mwamna wanga bwere anipase ndalama. That's why you find these men go out. Or vice versa. A man, you're just seated home, your wife goes. It's better kanshi umukasho bengale bomba washala ole washo amakaptula. You understand? Or if the man is working, let the woman do everything without complaining. You understand? Lekeni wonsefye to be responsible. Marriage is not all about just having sex and having children. It's about leaving a legacy that you leave for your next generation. And it takes the two of you. These days, takwa bat single-handedly, I am kubomba lete. If into na fishupa. Vanamayo, they can make fritters. They can sell tomatoes. They can do all these things. If your husband doesn't want you to go out there and do it, we've got online businesses nowadays. Why not go to courses? Do a course ku women of skill buko, olowayako muku chitakwa tailoring and things like that. You grow from there. Who knows? Maybe your husband is not going to be there. Or maybe your wife is not going to be there. let us try to do something because life is not easy, my guy. It's not. Yeah, that's my emphasis. Women, let them do something.
Auntie Millie, you've dropped enough gems in this episode. Thanks a lot for coming through. I like what your son said. You're a smart entrepreneur.
Thank you.
I think it should be no surprise as to why your beauty products have grown to the levels that they have. Because you're not only operating in Zambia or in Africa alone. How
It's
far has the
around
business gone?
Around the world.
How far has the business gone? How far around the world?
London.
Like which countries are you operating in right now?
London, Colombia.
There's a store in London, or you just deliver to London?
A store to London.
A store?
In London, sorry. Yes.
Tunens.
In the United
got a
States,
store in
in
London,
South
bro.
Africa. Yes.
Coin in the beauty.
Exactly.
You've got a shop in South Africa.
Exactly.
Where else?
In America and also in, I say Colombia, right? In Nigeria.
And it's called Millie Beauty Products in all of these places.
Yes.
I want to be like you when I grow up, eh?
It takes the grace
Of
Be
Yeshua
prayerful.
HaMashiach.
Yeshua HaMashiach plus the Ruach HaKodesh.
Elohim.
Yahuwah.
Adonai.
Yahuwah El Shaddai. Shama. Yes.
Where's this money coming from now? Where's this money coming from? We've got 100 kwacha notes landing from nowhere. Can you continue with those names? I think more money will land here. I wish you could see what we're seeing here. There's money falling from the ceiling or something.
By the way, that's mine. Don't even pack it fast. One kunina drink sizakule. Yeah. So.
You know, I learned all of these names from my mom. She's also deep like you when it comes to
Oh wow.
when it comes to spiritual things.
Exactly.
She's got a book entitled The Names of God, and
Thank you.
I read that book I think when I was like grade 5, 6, and the names have stuck.
They're still
So
there.
all the names you gave us here, nothing was
Exactly.
new to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And people make
Elohim,
jokes out of
Jireh,
it. Yeah, exactly.
Nisi.
Yes.
Yeah, all those. I haven't forgotten. I could actually, if you gave me like a piece of paper, I could write down all the names
Those
of God.
are powerful.
Yeah.
Use them.
Let's
When praying, use them.
not turn this into Bible study, but I've started remembering so many things that she would teach us, which you brought up as well.
Yes.
But I think for now, let me just say, Auntie Millie, thanks a lot for coming through.
And thank you so much.
Eh,
Nicholas,
mucho batanda
for
tu
having me.
shumfwa. Mucho batu no. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you've spoken enough about, especially the entrepreneurial side for me has been the most exciting. The marital issue as well. I hope the young and the old wives have learned a thing or two from you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Because on
having
social
me.
media, mnamuna kwa watu mwangala
It
fega.
was so exciting. Really? Ndala ndefshinka, but
Yeah.
people don't take me seriously. If you
Thanks a lot for coming through.
Thank you so much. darling.
Pamemo.
Uh-huh.
To the next episode, have a lovely day.
Mwah, mwah.
Dun 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 dun